Hi students, welcome to this session on a radiation mechanism of Hertzian dipole antenna. Right, this is a very important question. Let us see the derivation and the implication of radiation mechanism of Hertzian dipole antenna. Right, so first we must know what is Hertzian dipole. Right, so Hertzian dipole is a infinitesimally small current carrying element. It is very small, infinitesimal small current element is known as Hertzian dipole. Hope you remember this current element. We should have studied in what you call magnetostatics, right? So this current element is the source of magnetic field that you should have studied, right? So the same current element. Current element is nothing but we can say in layman's term, it's a small wire, right? That only carries current, right? So Hertzian dipole is a infinitesimally small current carrying element, which is denoted by IDL, where DL must be far less than or equal to lambda by 10, right? So the length should be very small. Okay, but this Hertzian dipole is not at all existing in real life, but it is then why we have to study this? It is acting as a prototype to study other antennas, right? So it is easy to understand the radiation of this Hertzian dipole. This concept may be used to study radiation mechanism of other complicated antennas, right? So this is the fundamental antenna whose radiation mechanism we should know it very clearly. Clear? Okay, then. So let us consider a Hertzian dipole as shown in figure. Here, this is what our Hertzian dipole, this DL, right? So this is kept at the origin. Hertzian dipole. The antenna is kept at the origin. This white color is the antenna, right? Here the current flowing through the element is I. I is a current flowing through the element, right? Okay, so the antenna is kept at the origin. The first thing, as I told, as I put it in one video, in what way we have to analyze the radiation mechanism. First, we have to decide the coordinate system. Here, the coordinate system we are going to use is spherical coordinate system, right? Because the radiation will be in the form of sphere, so it is easy to work with the spherical coordinate system. Second, what we have to do, we have to find a value, that is vector magnetic potential, right? Okay, so that we will see the deal now. Okay, so let us assume that our antenna is located in the origin and it carries a uniform current of uh, I is equal to I naught cos omega t, right? All through this dipole, the current flowing through the dipole is uniform current. Fine. Okay, so now I want to find the radiation at this point P. This is the point P, which is located at a distance of R from the antenna, right? My antenna is at the origin, and this is the point P where I have to find the radiation. So the distance between the observation point and the antenna is R. Okay, the first I found a coordinate system. Next I find a potential at this point. The potential vector magnetic potential at this point is given by A is equal to mu IDL by 4 pi R AZ, right? So if you have any doubt how I got this equation, please refer your electromagnetics theory, or I have put one video on time varying potential. There I have dealt in detail. Here we don't need to tell fully. We must know what is the potential at this point P, that is given by mu IDL by 4 pi R into AZ. Fine. Okay. So now we see that what is I is equal to this I is equal to I naught cos omega t minus beta R, right? So I can write as this is what it's talking about, traveling wave, right? It's not a standing wave. Okay, so this I naught, let us consider I is equal to I naught cos omega t minus beta r. I write this I naught cos omega t beta r as real part of I naught e power j omega t minus beta r. Right, e power j omega is cos omega plus j sin. In that real part is only cos. That's what I write in terms of I naught cos omega t minus beta r as this one. Okay, so we wrote all the things. Now we write it in a phasor form, right? So write A in phasor form, right? So if we write, what will happen is it is having only a z direction where the value is mu I naught dl by 4 pi r e power minus j beta r, right? Okay. So here you must have you must understand one thing. Here you see the current is flowing in z direction. I told already. In the dipole, the current is flowing in z direction. So since current flows in the z direction, the magnetic potential will also be in z direction. That's why we have Az here. Since I flows in z direction. That's why the vector magnetic potential is also in the z direction. That's what I have done here, right? You see, I have put Az, right? Vector magnetic potential has z component here, and it is going in this direction, z direction. Fine. So the next thing we have to remember is how to write a phasor form, right? Phasor form means we know we have to remove this a power j omega t and simply e power minus j beta we have to write. If you have any doubt, please refer my video on how to write a phasor form, right? So it's simple. Otherwise, you can directly write like this. Okay. So the phasor form of the equation is given by this one, right? So now we will see from the diagram. You see this is r, so this is r direction, this is r direction, right? This is theta direction. The phi direction is perpendicular in spherical coordinate system. It is perpendicular to the z axis. That is, it is this phi is rotating around the z direction like this. Let us assume z is like a pole. The pi is the angle covered. It's like a circle. It is rotating around the pole z. So what happens? Whatever be the field generated by this area is cancelled by the field generated by the opposite area. Like this, for example, it is like this is what phi direction. So what happens here is the center. The field generated from up to this area is cancelled by field generated by this area. So the pi component of A will be 0 here. There is no pi component of A, right? So that we must know first. So what I say is phi component of A will be 0. So A phi will be 0. Clear? Okay, next we see from the diagram, right? So this is R component, right? So I can write this is theta value because this is theta, the same theta is here, right? So from the thing, what is cos theta? Cos theta is equal to AR by AZ. This is AR, this is A theta direction, A theta component, this is AR. So cos theta is adjacent by hypotenuse, AR by AZ. So this implies AR is equal to AZ cos theta. Similarly, here also it will be going, it is a positive sin theta, it is negative sin theta. So sin theta is equal to, you can say, or positive A theta minus A theta. So minus A theta by AR. So simply A theta is equal to minus AR, sorry, minus AZ. AZ, right? So minus, see, sin theta, I want this side, not this side. So sin theta is adjacent, opposite. This is what opposite by hypotenuse. Hypotenuse is AZ only, right? This is also AZ. So minus A theta by AZ. So what happens? sin a z a theta is equal to a z minus a z sin theta. AR is equal to a z cos theta. Fine. So we write AR is equal to a z cos theta. A theta is equal to minus a z sin theta. So these three are very, very important conclusions. Okay, fine. So we bought we are using a spherical coordinate system of A. So there we found what is AR component, A theta, A phi component. Then from A we have to find H, right? How we know B is equal to mu H and B is equal to del cross A. This implies H is equal to, I know A value, so H is equal to 1 by mu del cross A, right? So this is the thing we must remember. Okay, so from that what we can find, so what is del cross A in spherical coordinate system? 1 by mu is given by 1 by r squared sin theta AR or A theta or sin theta A phi, right? This with dou by dou r, dou by dou theta, dou by dou phi, right? So this is AR or A theta or sin theta or sin theta A phi. So AR, A theta, A phi value we know. So substitute A phi 0, AR is this one, A theta is this one, right? So substitute all the values here. So this I can write as 1 by mu r squared sin theta. This is AR or A theta or sin theta A phi given by dou r, dou by dou phi, dou by dou theta. Dou phi component is 0, phi is 0, right? Okay. So AR is A z cos theta, A phi is r into if A theta is minus A z sin theta, A phi component is 0. AR is A z cos theta, A theta is minus A z sin theta, A phi is 0. Right? Now, what is A z value? Right? A z value is very, very important. You see, this is what our A z. Right? So substitute A z value. Here A z is equal to mu naught IDL by 4 pi r into e power minus j beta r. Right? So if you substitute all the values, instead of A z, substitute A z is equal to mu naught IDL divided by 4 pi r into e power minus j beta r, and minimize the matrix. What you get is, we will get h phi is equal to, that's what we will get, h phi component only, right? Because you see, if you take r component, if you take AR, this one, 0, it will become 0, right? Similarly, A theta, if you take this one, 0. So AR, A theta will not be there. So we have only phi component. That is H, this is H value. So this H contains only phi component. Phi component will be equal to, after simplification, it is I naught dl divided by 4 pi e power minus j beta r into sin theta j beta divided by r plus 1 by r square, right? So you see, this is the beauty. Fine. So this is what our h pi value. So and hr component is 0 and H theta component is also 0. So the magnetic field has only pi component. We know pi component, pi will rotate like this one, 360 degree. We know pi value in spherical coordinate system, 0 to 360 degree. So it is matching with the H because H is a rotational field. Magnetic field will rotate. So it has only pi component which will rotate 360. So this indicates we have a rotating magnetic field at the far away point. Yes or no? That's a beautiful thing we must remember, right? So what is the thing? It says that Hcn dipole generates rotating magnetic field, generates a magnetic field, which is rotating around current element. Yes or no? So my element, you see, my element, this is what we kept our antenna here. Pi is rotating like this. It is rotating around the current element because it has magnetic field is having only pi component. So it will rotate. The magnetic field rotate around the current carrying element. So the magnetic field is rotational magnetic field. Right, so this is very important point to be noted. Whereas H has only phi component, there is no R component, there is no theta component. This is very important conclusion about Hertzian dipole antenna. Right? Okay. Next, you see that so we got H. Right? Then we know how to find E because the electric field we have to find. The magnetic field we found. So we know that del cross H is equal to JC plus JD. Right? So for a lossless medium, we consider the medium is lossless, sigma is equal to 0. This implies JC is equal to sigma E, that is equal to 0. So this will be cancelled, right? So del cross H is equal to JD is dou D by dou D. So that I can write as in phasor form as J omega epsilon E because JD is dou D by dou D, E is equal to epsilon E, so dou E by dou T. So epsilon, dou by dou I can write as J omega epsilon. Right, so del cross H is equal to J omega epsilon E. This is what our JD. Okay, so del cross H, we know H value, H we found. From that we have to find E value. Alright, so how can we find? This implies E is equal to 1 by J omega epsilon del cross H. This is spherical coordinate system. As usual in spherical coordinate system, AR del cross H is R A theta, R sin theta A phi, dou by dou R, dou by dou theta, dou by dou phi. Right here, del cross H, right? The del cross H means HR. We have to find what do you call HR value, right? So then we find HR R H theta, then R sin theta H phi, right? So what is the thing? We have only H phi, HR H theta 0. Clear or not? So here we make it 1 by J omega epsilon, right? Sorry, here also we have to add one more point because del cross H is equal to, you see, the matrix will be accompanied by 1 by R squared sin theta. There is a general formula that we have to add. I forgot. Add it. Okay. Into 1 by R squared. That is formula sin theta. Right? Okay. So here I change multiply by into 1 by R squared sin theta. Fine. Now you see, substitute the values. AR, R A theta, R sin theta, A phi, right? So, dou by dou R, dou by dou theta, dou by dou phi, HR, H theta 0, so 0, 0. H pi only we have, what is the H pi value? H pi is equal to ideal by 4 pi e power minus j beta r sin theta. So that is given by ideal. H pi is ideal divided by 4 pi sin theta jb by r plus 1 by r square into e power minus j beta r. So if we simplify, no need to do all the manipulation, directly write the answer. What we get is, we will have, you see, a phi value will be 0. If you take a phi, this will be 0. So a phi component, that means what? Electric field doesn't have phi component. So what is the thing? E phi will be 0. R will be there. R means this one and this one. This is 0, but this one will come. Similarly, theta, this one will come. So theta and phi value will be there. What is that value? Yes, after simplification, you directly write the answer. E theta value and ER value will be there. ER is given by eta I naught dl divided by 2 pi cos theta into 1 by r squared minus j by beta r cube into e power minus j beta r. Okay. Similarly, e theta we can get as eta I naught dl divided by 4 pi sin theta into j beta by r plus 1 by r square minus j by beta r cube into e power minus j beta r. Fine. So you see, magnetic field has only pi component, whereas electric field has r and theta component. Surely phi component of electric field should be 0. Why? Because the electric field will not rotate, it will diverge. So E phi must be 0. So it is perfect. So we have only R component of electric field and theta component of electric field. Okay, so here you see, and so let me write what you call H phi component again here, right? So H phi component is given by I naught dl divided by 4 pi sin theta into j beta by r plus 1 by r squared into e power minus j beta r, right? Here you see, from this equation we have 3 components, 3 r component, right? 1 by r, 1 by r square and 1 by r cube. The e, r, e theta are depending on these values, 1 by r, 1 by r squared, 1 by r cube. Yes or no? Here 1 by r cube is called electrostatic field. Why 1 by r cube term is called electrostatic field? We have already studied in EMF. Electrostatic field due to dipole, E dipole is inversely proportional to 1 by r cube, whereas E due to charge is given by 1 by r square. So here 1 by r cube is 1 by the term 1 by r cube is talking about electrostatic field. That is very important. So this is the first conclusion we are making. Second conclusion, 1 by r squared is known as induction field. Why 1 by r squared terms are known as induction field? We know as per Bayes-Savart law, dH is equal to ideal divided by 4 pi r square, ideal sin theta, right? Yes or no? So you see magnetic field is inversely proportional to r squared. So 1 by r squared is a induction field or magnetic field. Third one is, that is another term 1 by r in the equation. That is known as radiation field. This is very important. 1 by r term is known as radiation field, right? Moreover, when distance increases, that is when r increases. When r increases, what will happen? 1 by r cube and 1 by r squared reduce drastically compared to 1 by r. Yes or no? So when r increases, 1 by r cube will reduce so fast. 1 by r squared also will reduce fast compared to 1 by r. So at far away, at far point or far away point, if P is far away, then radiation field is dominant. That's why we find the radiation field at a far away point. So radiation field is dominant. And moreover, at closer point to the antenna, E and H field are dominant. Electric field and magnetic field are dominant, right? So that is another important thing we must know. Fine. And so one more point, so understand that what is r theta. So we know H has only one component, H phi. So Hertzian dipole will produce magnetic field which has only phi component, and we have E has two component, ER and E theta. This is another important point in Hertzian dipole. We have so, and depending on the location, ER and E theta will change. Depending on location, ER and E theta will change, right? So this is another important point we must know, right? So I hope understand the radiation mechanism. So ultimately what we found, radiation means we have to find the electric field and the magnetic field. Radiation is nothing but launching EM wave into a space. That means launching electromagnetic wave into space. So we found E field and H field. So I will continue the important aspects of radiation mechanism of Hertzian dipole in one more video. So the continuation will come in that video, right? Thank you. If you have any doubt, please ask me in comment section.